Hi, Bradley Grennan here. You can call me Lord and Lel or Aussie Ganja Farmer. So I want to talk to you about three things today. Firstly, it'll be about idealism. Secondly, it'll be about realistic. Third thing will be divine, spiritual, pagan. And in amongst that will be what I've talked about before is satanic paganism. Okay? With the divine, spiritual paganism. So firstly, I want to talk to you about idealism. That's the mindset you've been given. Okay? So along the line, you're given, I'm going to explain to you more about that. So once you were a tribe, there was no borders. You went through all the ages, and but you were a slave as well to the Egyptian or Phoenician pagans. Okay, the satanic pagans. And over the years, whipping you wasn't working anymore. Okay, there was other groups too that were doing it and whatever else, but we'll concentrate on the pagans, the satanic pagan, the Phoenicians and the Egyptians. Okay, you don't have to go too far until you find out what I'm talking about. Building the pyramids and all that sort of stuff. So, not long after that, borders were being formed, governments were being created, policing, education was being formed, and a mindset was connected to education. The same as what you've got today. Okay, you've got an education that's based around idealisms. Okay, so they're mainly based on if you didn't learn and grow, you were put into jail, like it is today. If you don't do the education that they're going to give you, you're in trouble. So what they created was whipping you wasn't working, so you had to get an education that was based on money, and you had to pay for the four things. Okay? You had to pay for shelter, had to pay for food, you had to have clean drinking water, and you had to have clothes. So all these things were about survival tools. You had to pay for your survival tools. Okay? And if you didn't pay for your survival tools, you were in trouble. Or, you didn't have protection from animals or from other people. If you didn't have clean water, you were sick. So that's how it all worked, right? If you didn't do as you were told, you were put in jail or you were killed, right? You lost your family, lost your home, lost everything, lost all your money, all your wealth, and you were sitting in a jail cell. If you didn't do as they said, you were crazy, because their way was perfect. Our way it is now. If you don't do as you're told, you have mental health issues, or you just aren't doing as you're told. And you lose everything. Still the same thing today. But instead of being crazy, or like if you're crazy today, if you're crazy back then, you were put in jail. And so the churches ran everything. See, this is a period where, armies and policing and things like that were just really starting to be formed. Probably not armies, but policing, right? And because before that, the churches were involved, and it was heresy. And you didn't have, they didn't have drugs to put you on to try and change your mind, your mental understanding. Now they put you on Spiridone or something like that, because you're silly if you don't trust and believe. So there's all these things, and this mindset was called idealism. And the more money they worked at, the more money that you could make, right, the more money they got. So it was well worth giving you and helping you make money, right? And they gave you an understanding of all the ideals that you needed. You need all this. You know, the amount of wealth when the black American slaves got given payment, and then they were spending that money and making money for the elite, right? So you've got your schooling called idealism, and then if you go into another area like management, the people hiring you were sourcing you to become a realistic being. So you're getting management skills and things like that and becoming realistic, not idealistic anymore. But you still got idealistic overtones, right? You still got parts of idealism within you, even though you're a realistic person. So those realistic persons are based on positiveness, but it's positive satanic. But they'd have you believe that they're right. They aren't allowed to. It's taboo to tell you what I'm telling you right now. So you're getting management skills and learning strategies to manipulate and con people and take their money, and you're supposed to work right. But you're learning to take control of everyone, and you're having your idealisms used against you to manipulate and con you. This is the realistic beings, so the management. So you may get management schooling. You may clean up some negative traits. Okay, but after that schooling, you go into business, and it's all money-based and all wealth-based, and, you know, if you can make people believe in what you can believe, you go higher up. But it's all about manipulating and conning. There's people out there who'd say, oh, no, it's not, but it is. I've been there. I've had a realistic, idealistic, realistic upbringing. I know what it's all about. Like I said, people don't want you understanding this. So they're out to let people grow and expand who they are through that realistic process. But there's also the overtones of making money. So that's good and bad. Like I said, it's satanic positive. Right? So there'd be people out there who would argue with me that it's all positive. Ultra positive. But it's not ultra positive. It's satanic positive. Because you don't know what's necessarily going on, what's in the plans. and how to become a divine spiritual pagan. Because you're a satanic pagan at this moment. Because you've had the idealistic teachings. Even if you were homeschooled, right, you still got overtones of idealism. Whether that's realism, idealism, you still live and work, and you've still got a lifestyle and belief system based on satanic ways. Because you haven't heard or even know right till this moment what divine spiritual is, what spiritual law is. You're just getting it now. We're just waiting till the right time comes, and when consciousness is catching up, and we're going to explain that to you. Okay, so that's the satanic positive that I was talking to you about at the beginning. And then you've got divine spiritual positive, right? That we all want you to start becoming like. So the realistic people out there, all in management and business and things like that, some are trained, some aren't. So some of them are used to disciplining certain aspects about their own self, which will make it easier for them to transition into divine spiritual paganism. Because what I'm talking about is they'll have a certain understanding about what I'm talking about right now. Like I said, I'm busting the bubble. I'm going to be telling everyone about realistic lifestyles and idealistic lifestyles, and how it's manipulated and everything. So you might not be happy with me. Too fucking bad. Need to listen, or you're finished. I'll make your health suffer. I'll make you homeless. It's all just a computer system that we can change the programming in, and you start becoming, you start having problems all the time. Nothing's working properly for you anymore. That realistic ultra positive that you're trying to do right now, that's wealth-based, money-based, isn't going to work anymore. You've got to start becoming ultra positive divine. So a little bit of change. Let go of the money and the wealth and start thinking differently. Instead of controlling and taking over people, it's now nothing but sharing and caring and love and helping. And you might have an understanding about not telling everyone what to do. That will help you. But if you're a power junkie, or you can't help boss people around, you got a very big problem ahead of you. You need to just be quiet, listen, learn, grow, expand, and then later on, when we know you've got control of your own self, we're helping you, right? Then we'll decide where you fit in the hierarchical system. So if you're saying right now, oh, he's full of shit, I don't really care. We will see. I wouldn't say it. I just do it. So we're talking about sometime down the track, all this moving and expanding and changing. And you may be coming back to these videos, or you may be just starting to look at these videos, right, on my Facebook channel, so you understand more of what's going on. So you can go to my videos and look at all my videos and rediscover. I'm not giving you a very big load, a very, very big understanding of divine spiritual, but I'm giving you a few little facts and figures. But there's more coming. And we're talking about consciousness catching up. It's only started in 2012, and we're waiting for changes, more changes. So the spiritual law is going to be more advanced, very advanced. And those who are management that don't want to will just fall away. You won't exist. You'll just disappear. If worse comes to worse. Like I said to you before on other videos, you'll start getting health problems, and if it continues and you won't listen, you will become homeless, and you'll be looking to others to try and save you, but you won't want to change within your own self as a divine spiritual being, and you want to stay satanic. And if you do that and others know that, they'll lose their home too. That's how it works. If they want to support you and hide you, they're on the wrong side. And we'll just get rid of their home too. Leave them homeless. It's simple. We aren't putting up with it. So you get a bit of an idea how idealism was formed, how you go to the shops all the time and it's music's blaring and it feels like a party atmosphere, and you can't help yourself but go shopping. Look at everything that you want and need. That's ideal for what I want. Oh, wow. I want that. How much is it going to cost me? How long? Lay by. Oh. No, I can save up. I need it. What will they think? They will just love it. Everyone out there. I'm beautiful. I wish. Yeah. That's going to make my life so much easier. Yeah, anyway. So I just wanted to give you a thumbs up or a heads up. The thumbs up is that I think you're understanding what we're talking about. So we're in a reality, right, that's been programmed with you to have all these things happening to you, but you're changing it through your thought process. So the more you want, the more has to be created. And yeah, you're building that system. But now we're going to freedom consciousness. It's all changing. So we're not going to have all education. You're saying, oh, it's the best thing ever. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You are filling people's minds full of stuff to keep them controlled to the system. And the system's based around you losing. Oh, you're saying, oh, it brings people out of poverty. No, it shackles people. There's other ways. We're gonna have a group of people that are all living together as one all over the whole of the planet, right? There'll be no schooling, there'll be consciousness helping you. And there'll be understanding. You won't need 1 + 1. You're going to be totally more advanced. You're going to go past all that. Surpass it all. You've got to. Because it's minimal. You're going to get programmed with certain information. You're in a reality, computer-based reality, where you will be programmed and downloaded with more information that will make you more powerful. You won't be using 1 + 1. You won't be using the sciences. The sciences. The science. Half of it's bullshit. Misleading and lying. There won't be any doctors or anything like that. It's crap. It's synthetic. You will be all balanced. You won't have diseases. You won't wake up feeling sore. You'll be protected. You won't fall over and break a leg. Unless you're having problems and you're going against us. So it's going to get to a stage where if you do something wrong and something happens to you, you're going to have to come and see us. That might just happen. And you'll be put in a position where you need to listen. Or you're back to putting leaves on your leg or something like that. Because it's all computer programming. You're not getting it. You're in a Sims. A simulation. You know, Sims 4, where you're at a party. And you might be a male, and in the Sims you're a woman. Or you're a young being, or you're you're some ace man. Some alpha male, right? And you're playing it. Well, that's what's happening here. You're in The Sims. But you're put in it and you don't realise it. You may not or may not be able to get your head around it. Don't leave. Put it in your head, in your psyche, and say, that's interesting. Don't turn off. You need to listen. You're in a computer programming. You've got to learn, grow. We're at the point now, we're at the pointy end of the pen, or the pencil, where we're finishing up. This reality is finished. We're not going to have the programming anymore, any of the teachings. We've got time, but we haven't got much time. We have a lot to do. We've got to get you all away from. We need to get you all away from idealism and realistic beings, and get you into something else that listens and understands, that wants to be worthy and right, powerful. We can program you. You need to tell us what you want to be programmed with. What do you like here? What do you want to take with you? What is there something you want to take with you? Maybe or maybe not. We can do that. What do you want to be? Do you want to? You've accessed the sciences here, which are half crap, but we've got our own science. Do you want a job in human growth? Do you want a job in our science, our doctoring? Ask for downloading. We're going to open you up. You only use 10% of your brain. Only 10%. We're going to open that up. Some of you might end up 100%. Just think what you're like at 10% now, and in time, if you're right, we give you 100%. Just think, sit down and think how powerful and how turned on and switched on you'll be. Not possible? You wait and see. So through affirmation, you need to start asking for certain things. Start asking to be downloaded. Start asking to be worthy. Start asking for freedom every morning. The more and more you develop, the more and more you grow, the more we want you to grow. Love to pray. It's just something that we may or may not use later on. That is part of religion, but we want you to get away from religion. But there's a few things we want to keep, like the cross. You know, we don't mind you wearing crosses or things like that. We don't want to take that away from you once you keep that. But if it becomes a problem, we'll need to take it away. things start getting out of hand, we just take things away from you. And if the worst comes to worst, we'll just flick the switch. That group or that minority or those people just aren't working. Switch the switch. Turn you off. You won't be part of the reality anymore. And you won't be going anywhere. You're finished. Easy as that. Give them all suffering. They all get cancer, depression, anxiety. If you don't become ultra positive, you'll spiral into negativeness. See where we'll go with it? We don't want to do that. We need you to listen and to go into reality, the other reality or possibility, in sync and singing. I talked to you before, told you about the other reality. They don't want you unless you're right. They aren't there to be mucked around. They've got bliss and love and happiness and singing and dancing and spiritual understanding, and you rock up partying. So we're partying, but not the way you party. Did you look at me wrong? Hey? Who are you looking at? No. No. What'd they say? No. You're not coming in. You haven't listened. See ya. I'm better than you, though. Look at me. I'm cool. You're not as cool as me. What makes you think you're better than me? We're not better, we're just ultra positive and we don't like your type. And we're sick of having your type around. And you either change and go and expand and listen, or we don't want you. You either start appreciating things and loving things for the way they are, or you're not wanted anymore. That's going to change. So you ought to be part of it, or you're dead. You're extinct. So you satanic, destroying pagans are finished. Because we're going back to us, and we're going for ascension, the whole planet. And you're going to be looked at very closely. Because you're not going to pull the wool over our eyes either. Anyway, you either listen or you don't. There's got to become a time where you start taking those steps towards something else. So it might be right at this moment, but you're getting your head filled with understanding. And you got to find it interesting and hold on to those facts. And there's got to be a time when you say, well, I'm going to bite the bullet. I've got to change. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to change? Why wouldn't you want to become ultra positive and leave behind satanic crap that you're destroying everything? Right? Climate change and everything through your affirmations. Mother Nature through your affirmations. She wants to destroy you. You need to get on the bus of